And we welcome you into another episode of the Ollie Reed Sports Podcast, bringing you the latest news and analysis around the world of high school and college basketball across the Mountain State and beyond. And today we are going to be talking about WVU men's basketball as they are set to take on the Wake Forest Demon Deacons this Saturday at the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center for a neutral site game, semi-home game for the Mountaineers as they look to as they are now 2-0 this week after defeating Mercyhurst and Coppin State over this week, since they beat Mercyhurst on Sunday and then beat Coppin State just last night. Couple of homecoming games for both of those away teams. Cameron Johnson, former basketball standout at Jefferson High School in the Eastern Panhandle, Shepherdstown, West Virginia native. He came into the game as a starter for Mercyhurst, had 5 points, and then former Mountaineer Todd Thweet, who was a part of the Bob Huggins crew as a freshman, came back to Morgantown last night. Came off the bench since I heard he was dealing with some injuries coming into the game, so I knew he was kind of shaken up a little bit and didn't really play very well, but I honestly kind of expected it. Coming back from injury is really tough. So, and he also had a brief stint at Fairmont State last season. So, but yeah, Mountaineers go 2-0 with comfortable wins against those two programs, although it was a sloppy start in the first half for them. But second half definitely came in, pulled through together. But yeah, it's great that the Mountaineers are back in action against a Power 5 conference opponent in the southern part of the state. And I know it'll be a huge challenge, but I think West Virginia is going to be up for it.
Yeah, and I agree. It's a big challenge, and it's another early season non-con. And I think honestly, it's a must-win. You lost to Clemson and Xavier down in Charleston, which both of those games you could have easily won. Xavier game, I mean, the way that they shot the ball, I don't think many teams is going to stop that. But Clemson, you really look back and you hate to see them blow that one. But Wake Forest, they're a good team. They took Michigan to overtime, I believe. So we gotta win.
We did, yeah, and I mean, we're going. Hopefully, the Mountaineers can pull off. Wake Forest does have a lot of good options on their team. I just got to see them play. I'm gonna check out their schedule here real quick. We were just looking up on KenPom that Wake Forest is ranked 53rd in the latest KenPom rankings, and they were ranked 95th. Or I think West Virginia was ranked 95th in the latest NCAA net rankings here as I'm checking their site right now. And then, well, that was West Virginia, and I think Wake Forest is in 79th. They were 80th, but now they're 79th in the latest net rankings. But yeah, like you said before, they did play Michigan in Detroit. It was a neutral site game on the road. It was an overtime loss, only lost by 1 point, and then they took on a really good Texas Tech team and only lost by 1 point there. And I think that was in the Bahamas, I think, and they got a good win over Memphis on Friday. It was also a 1 point game, as I see it right here, and they also played Campbell, a team that we faced off in the non-conference. They won that game pretty comfortably, and they had a close game with Oklahoma until like the final minutes of the game, which they ended up losing by that one, 86-68 over over a talented Oklahoma Sooners team led by Porter Moser. So, Juke Harris and Makai Mason are kind of like two of the major contributors on this team. As you know, both those guards are really talented. Miles Colvin, I remember him from Purdue last year. He's pretty gonna be pretty good this year. And Cooper Swiger, a kid I watched last year back in Ohio, whenever he played at Valparaiso, and Nate Calmes. They have a lot of other weapons on this team. So, and for WVU to try to take care of that, but yeah, it's just like WVU is just really. I think WVU is talented enough to win this game against Wake Forest. It's just the first half of those couple of games. I just, you know, I just really wish that we would have been able to, like first half was pretty. I don't know. I mean, first half it was a little bit sloppy, like I already mentioned before, which I knew Coach Haas did not like. But I really hope that we. But the second half, I mean, obviously we were much better defensively. We were, more aggressive on the defensive end. But we needed that. The only problem is we just need to do that for 40 minutes, or else, I feel like all heck's gonna break loose if we don't do that in these two big non-conference games coming up.
Yeah, and I agree with what you said, Ollie. I think the key to winning these big time games now, and honestly, just looking forward throughout the rest of the year, is you got to get a quick start. It's got to be fast right off the tip, and we can't fall behind by 7 or 8 points early on in the game and try to play from behind for the next 10 minutes of the first half to get back up. So, I think if we can start fast, that's how you build momentum.
Absolutely, and then also a big non-conference game for West Virginia. They play Ohio State in Cleveland. That game's going to be really tough challenge for us. They have Bruce Thornton and John Mobley. One of the best backcourt duos in the country, and um, and it's you got to stop those guys from getting hot. And they have Christoph Tilly, center from forward from Wright State, who's really talented. And we already talked about this beforehand. Ohio State's a really good team. Um, they were the top ranked non-conference opponent that we were going to be facing all season. So it'd be a big win for us. It'd be a huge win for us if we get a huge momentum booster for us if we get that win in Cleveland. So, but yeah, I do believe that we'll be able to, you know, give the fans a good show in Charleston and in Cleveland. And I hope that we'll be able to take advantage of that. And also, I mean, Ross Hodge does have a lot of weapons. I mean, we just got Jackson Fields back, and he seems very comfortable coming back from his wrist injury, which is really helpful for us. Brennan Lorient, man, that dude is just really athletic. We got to see him have a couple of big blocks, especially one that I can remember, like in that second half of that Coppin State game. Trace Eaglestaff is starting to get comfortable on his own, shooting. Because he had a couple of couple back-to-back threes in that first half against Coppin State, and then Amir Jenkins, a freshman who's really coming together, and we already saw DJ Thomas already a breakthrough as well. So our freshman class is already looking really good early, and I even posted it on Twitter. Like almost every single game, like after the game is over for like every home game, both Amir Jenkins and Jaden Forsyth are like still like on the court, like shooting baskets. Like as soon as we're done with the press conferences, the first person I see like on the court is Amir Jenkins getting a shot up after the game. So it's really nice to see our underclassmen, getting some work in even after a win, and knowing that they're coming in with big time minutes already. So I feel like the sky's the limit for the future of Mountaineer basketball if they come back.
Yeah, and I think we're really starting to see that this team is gelling together. They're learning how to play with each other, and now, like you said, we have Jackson Fields and Chance Moore. And I mean, can we just talk about Chance's athleticism? I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's off the charts. It's crazy. I mean, some of these dunks, and I mean, he can just do it all. He can jump from out of the building, and I mean, just to have that energy on the court is good. And I think all around right now, our best player is Brennan Lorient. Just his ability to score. He can score from really wherever. He can shoot. He can score under the basket. I mean, that chase down block you saw last night, he's done that a couple times this year. So that's something that we're not even, I mean, we're used to seeing it at this point. And I just really like how he plays. I think he's really coming along.
Absolutely, I agree, and and Brendan Lawrence starting to hit a couple of like I remember he was like he can hit some shots from deep too, which is something we like to see. Honor Huff is I mean he's streaky at times. I mean he didn't really do like so well in that first half, but he's still hitting his shots from 3 points. It's still good to see that. But hopefully sometime like during conference play that Honor will be able to hit those more consistently. Um, But we already knew coming into Honor Huff was just mainly always going to be like a 3-point shooter. But definitely want to see his game grow. Um, uh, just trying to see like who else I can even think about right now, player wise. It's nice as well. Like I already mentioned, Jackson Fields. Coach Oz even said he is looking 100% right now. I mean, obviously, like he even mentioned that in the press conference, like he's not going to get, he's not gonna get a player unless he's like 100% ready to go. So, um, but yeah, I mean, it's nice that we have this team fully like healthy and all, and it'll definitely be helpful for us heading into the non-con. Um, and then now that the basketball stuff is taken care of. First, I wanted to mention this beforehand, but I'll just announce it here. But these last few weeks for me has just been, really awesome. Covering the Greenbrier tip-off, getting to see all four of those college basketball teams that came into White Sulphur Springs, in Butler, Virginia, South Carolina, Northwestern. I mean, that was a really good experience for me, covering that, getting to talk to the coaches there and some of the players, and then and obviously my first time covering WVU basketball these last few games. As Ollie Reed Sports, have my name on there, like and the press row is really awesome. First and foremost, definitely want to say thank you, God, for everything. So, and you guys, because you guys are the reason like why I do this, and for the high school basketball season as well. I'm going to be doing a lot of basketball content there. So, but in the college game is something I've always wanted to do. So, definitely want to thank you guys so much for love, support, and hopefully we'll cover some more games in the future. So.
Yeah, and I'm happy for you, Ollie. The way I look at it is the only way is up from here. So I think this is just the beginning, just the start, and I think things are only getting better as time goes on.
Absolutely. We just got to keep on work. Like I said, this is only the beginning for us, and the work doesn't stop. So, um, but yeah, now we're heading on to the high school basketball season. This high school's basketball season starts next week. I do know my first game is going to be on Tuesday, next to this coming Tuesday, whenever South Harrison takes on Ritchie County. I know South Harrison has a couple of players that I wanted to check out. Um, Zach Bart comes in from Liberty High School, as now Liberty High School's been consolidated with Robert C. Byrd. Zach Bart took the head coaching position at South Harrison, and now he is going to be coaching his first game there. So I will be at Lost Creek for that game. Isaac Hodges is one of the top scorers in the state last year for Ritchie County, so I'll definitely this would be another opportunity for me to watch him. 6'7" prospect, he can shoot pretty decent from the three. He's very lean and athletic, so very interesting to see how he does there. And University's taking on Parkersburg. Parkersburg is an underrated program. And, University, in my opinion, they are looking like a top 5 team heading into the 2025-26 Quad A season. A really good, solid Quad A team with a lot of players coming back. Jagger Barnes, KK Lewis, and can't forget about Luke Byer, man. I mean, if you guys haven't heard about him now, you're going to. I mean, this kid is really talented. He's really talented. He's 6'4". He's lean. I mean, his body. I think he's a football player, right? He's he's kind of lean, strong. I know his brother Jack Byer. I think he has a couple of offers for football. I think he's on the basketball team as well, and they also have Glenn Brown, a really good athlete, both in football and basketball, and he was a starting guard for them last season. So, University, in my opinion, they are going to be a sleeper team heading into hopefully make it back to March Madness again at the Charleston Coliseum in March.
Yeah, and I think it could be another solid year for University, and I think another guy to watch out for that you didn't mention was Eli Karpinski. I think with his size alone and his skill, I think He's really gonna, be a big role in the team this year, and I think that his presence will be really helpful.
I do agree with you on that. And you got Wheeling Central Catholic. I know I'll get to see them play a couple of times, and obviously George Washington High School, who in my opinion is looking like the top favorite to win. Excuse me, to win in the Class Quad A this year. They have Noah Lewis back, who is going to be playing at Wright State next season, and Dominic Sprouse, who's a really good guard, obviously coming in as a freshman last season, coming as a starter, I think he's like what, 6'2", 6'3", maybe. I mean, he's coming into a sophomore year looking to contribute at a high level and already looking like second team, first team All-Stater already. So already has an offer from Fairmont State already as a sophomore. So, and they got a lot of other young guys too coming in. So George Washington is going to be good. Morgantown also going to be very good. They have a lot of guys, Max Fry, Marcus Goings are back. Waylon Calistro is looking like, college ready. He's going to be going, like, he has a couple of offers as well, including one offer in particular from Wheeling University. And you already know Dave Tallman, he's always going to get his guys ready every single year. So Morgantown's going to be really talented this year once again. And I already mentioned Wheeling Central. Definitely, yeah, I cannot forget about most likely player of the year, Eli Sankum. That kid is going to be talented. That kid is going to, he's going to, do a lot of good things for Wheeling Central again, and hopefully, and they're hoping to go back to back. So, and they do have the players to do it. Max Oliash is back as well. They got the younger Luke Sankum as well, 5'8", but still very, very talented. So I cannot wait to see how he does for the Maroon Knights again this season.
Yeah, and I think there's no doubt that Eli should go back to back this year in Player of the Year. I mean, he's just. I feel like this is no disrespect to anybody, but I feel like he's just so like far above everybody, and I mean the way that his IQ, his size, his skill. I think all of that comes into play, and I think that's why he'll win it again.
Absolutely, and even him like having like Power 5 offers, him going to Liberty University, I think he's gonna. I mean, I don't even want to like think about the future there, but I think he's already college ready. He comes from a basketball family. His dad's the head coach at Cal U of PA, and he's been a long time head coach, and at the collegiate level for so long, and I think the Sankum boys know that they know ball. They're ready to play. They both have great basketball IQ, and hopefully get them on the podcast sometime soon during the season. So, and also here in about a couple of weeks, I know some of you guys are gonna have. For those of you WVU fans out here watching, I know you guys got some finals coming up and everything, but I'm just gonna tell you, we are gonna be interviewing somebody here in the next couple of weeks that you guys are gonna be. You guys got to be excited about this one. This is probably going to be the most. That's probably the best interview. This is probably one of the most anticipated interviews that I've been looking forward to doing for a long time, and it's something I've never done before. So, here in about 2 weeks, I just can't wait for you guys to see it. We can't really spoil anything right now, but let me tell you something. It's coming, man. It's just big things to come for WVU. And lastly, before we go here, I definitely want to give a shout out to WVU, for Rich Rodriguez and WVU football staff. I mean, they already signed like 45, 47 kids through National Signing Day. I think that has to be a record, right? That has to be a record. I mean, the season may have not been like what it should have been, due to injuries and stuff. I feel like if it wasn't for injuries, the season would have been a little bit better. Could have played for a bowl game. But 45 signatures. We have Xavier Anderson, who flipped to sit from Cincinnati to WVU. We had another kid from the Western Pennsylvania area who was projected to go like either Penn State or whatever. He chose West Virginia. Matt Sieg, I think was his name.
Yeah.
And then you got like a rushing back who flipped his commitment from Wisconsin to West Virginia. Latimer, I think is his last name. Me and Keenan Cummings got to watch his highlights last night, and oh my goodness, I mean, this kid already looks like, I mean, this dude's a giant. Like, he's like huge. I mean, this is something very huge for us. I think we already got like a ton of rushing backs in the room for next year too. So, Rich Rod Company already doing a very good job recruiting on National Signing Day. I mean, that has to be a record. I'm very excited to see our new recruits heading into spring football.
Yeah, and I think, for the most part, I think, we can be really high on this recruiting class. I think there's a lot of talent, and I think a lot of these guys that they brought in here, I think, are going to contribute to the team next year. I think somewhat of a concern is that we're going to be young next year, but hey, I think we have a lot of talent at that age, and I think if we can get these guys to stick it out for the next 3 to 4 years, I think Rich Rod can get us right back in a playoff picture, Big 12 title picture, and I think he's got the pieces, and I know that he can do it. He said he can do it. We've seen him do it, and I have full trust in Rich Rod.
I know, and and obviously trying to retain some pieces as well. That's definitely going to be a big thing. I know a lot of people definitely want, um, probably wants like new quarterbacks, new receivers, but I feel like if we retain either Scotty Fox or Khalil Wilkins, I mean, Scotty Fox kind of already looks like the future of WVU football already. Would love to have Nico back, but I don't really know if that'll work out. Due with his injury. Since we've already heard like before, like it was like after the Pitt game, it was during his injury and stuff that we were hearing rumors that he was about to enter the transfer portal, and I think he might do that. Um, and well, and to mention to that, his former head coach Neil Brown from last year signed with North Texas. He is going to be the next head coach at North Texas. I think it was a 5-year deal. So I definitely want to shout out Neil Brown for getting that head coaching job at North Texas. I hope he succeeds there. I mean, that's North Texas is a really great mid-major program, and we already know Neil Brown's, he has a good offensive mind. He was an offense coordinator at the Power 5 level before Kentucky, and um, I am wishing the best for him and his family moving forward, and I really wish him the best of luck heading into North Texas.
Yeah, and I think this is a really good opportunity for Neil to kind of regain himself and, put his name back out there on the map. And North Texas is a great program to be. And I think this is a really good opportunity and chance for Neil to kind of redeem himself and give himself a second chance.
Absolutely. Well, that's gonna do it for the Ollie Reed Sports Podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed enjoyed the show. If you guys haven't already, please go make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys haven't already, and also um, make sure you guys give us a like and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And I think that is going to do it for us. For Jagger Matheny, I'm Ollie Reed. This has been the Ollie Reed Sports Podcast.